my brain battle was. 2 handsome for batter scars. Pulling chrome like Harley balls. Peeling out in all the cars. Shipping international, but if it's grabbed, it's Harley.
Thank y'all for tuning in to G-Sportz. 1-4 for my New Orleans Saints. Man, bro. Watching that game yesterday. Oh, Lord. I swear. We started off the game playing pretty good. I just thought that we was going to handle the Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't think the Philadelphia Eagles was a good team, but we made them look damn good yesterday. Sam Bradford, 300 yards plus passing against us. And I'm not trying to disrespect Sam Bradford and just act like he's just garbage, but he's a mediocre quarterback at the end of the day. But we made him look like a Pro Bowler. And that's the way we've been doing over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Brandon Whedon, who is 0-11 as a starter, threw for 300 yards on his last week. Come on, man. And I can't blame everything on the defense because the offense didn't make it no better for us. Our defense played 84 snaps yesterday. That's ridiculous. You can't expect your defense to get stops and contain people and get people off the field if they're on the field that long. It's entirely too long. And in the offense, with all the turnovers they had and all the 3-and-outs they had, come on now. What you thought was going to happen? Like a pass rush was a problem for our defense. I mean, Delvin Brew, Brandon Brown finally gave us our first 2 interceptions of the season. It's about time. And I'm going to tell you what. Going forward, I just think that Rod Ryan might as well just blitz heavy. Because sending a 4-man rush, 3-man rush, trying to drop 6 and 7 in coverage ain't working. I think he's doing it because he doesn't trust our secondary like that. But you're going to have to start doing that, Rod Ryan. And I know Sean Payton's probably in your ear telling you not to do it. Sean Payton is doing a lot of dictating right now. And I'm going to get to him in a little while. But I don't think Rod Ryan's the problem. I really don't. I just think that our offense is not playing that good. And he's putting our defense in bad positions all season long. We gave up 5 sacks. Drew was running for his life once again. And I know Teron Armstead didn't play. And Jair Evans didn't play. Andrews Pete, our first-round pick, started at the left tackle. He held his own somewhat, but Fletcher Cox dismantled him. Fletcher Cox had 3 of those 5 sacks, and he's a pretty good defensive end in his own right. So I can't really blame Andrews Pete. You know, you got thrown out there as a rookie, first start. You know, I know you probably was nervous, but I think you did a pretty good job considering the circumstances. Spiller and Brandon Coleman. I don't understand why these two are not getting more involved in our offense. Spiller just won the game for us last week against Dallas, and he barely even played. I mean, Sean Payton, I don't understand why you're not getting your playmakers more involved in the game. Brandon Cooks, I know he had 140 yards receiving, but that stat is misleading because Brandon Cooks really didn't have an effect on this game to me. He got those yards in garbage time when we was down by a lot. One of the problems I think that's going on with Brandon Cooks is Sean Payton is not doing a good enough job getting him into situations where he can get a good release off the line. You know, we got him playing an X receiver. He's not a good outside receiver. He's better in the slot. So look, if we want to put him as our outside receiver, put him in motion where he can come off the line free, where they can't get their hands on him. Because that's what's going on. They're putting their hands on Brandon Cooks. It is knocking his timing off, messing his route running up. And this is why he's been struggling. And that's why our offense been struggling to get him the ball all year. Colston dropping the ball once again. He dropped a key third down in the third quarter that I felt like turned the tides in the game. And like I said before, if we're gonna have somebody out there dropping the ball, we're gonna have somebody out there we're going through growing pains with, we might as well go through it with our young stud receiver, Brandon Coleman. Brandon Coleman, I think, has the ability to be a real good receiver in this league. But how you expect him to emerge if you're not giving him any touches and he's not playing that much? I know y'all want to show loyalty to Colston, and I understand the stuff Colston has done for the New Orleans Saints over the last 10 years or 9 years of his career with the Saints. But at some point, it's about winning ball games. It's about putting the best product on the field. And I think Colston needs to be moved down on the depth chart. They say he has torn a muscle in his shoulder or something like that. He's arm in a sling. And you know, and I don't wish injuries on anybody, but that's a blessing in disguise. Willis Snead, I like Willis Snead. Willis Snead is one of the receivers that I think that's going to be good for us in the long haul down the road. I just hope that we find more ways to get him the ball. And like I've been telling y'all all season long, not having a legitimate tight end is one of our biggest problems. Josh Hill and Ben Watson are not the answer. They're not legitimate starting tight ends in the NFL. They're complimentary tight ends. Sean Payton, I thought you had a better plan in this going forward. We traded for this tight end from New England. He got smacked and fumbled the ball for us in a key situation yesterday. So we gave away Akeem Hicks for this guy, who is known for more of a blocking tight end than a pass catching tight end. I don't understand it. Sean Payton, you got some answers. I mean, you got some questions you have to answer to me and the rest of this Houday Nation about some of these decisions that you have made thus far this season. I took up for you. You ain't making Loomis. Now y'all making me look pretty bad. People questioning my credibility of what I'm saying. It's not looking good right now. Rumors coming out. They say Sean Payton they said it's supposed to be quiet as kept, but they say he's intrigued about the fact that the Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins want him to be their coach next year. Well, I'll tell you what, Sean Payton, you know that that's something you need to handle after the season is over. You know, I can't sit here and tell you that you're supposed to be loyal to the Saints and stay here forever if things are not working out. You know, it's America. You know, you do what you want. But why would you make a statement like that during the season to cause distraction? And I know this ain't come out of nowhere. You had to say something, or your agent or something matriculated where it was said for this to be reported. And Ian Rappaport from NFL Network usually is pretty on point about the stuff he reports, and that's where I got it from. If that's what you want to do, Sean Payton, I'm gonna be very upset to see you go, because you gave New Orleans the only Super Bowl in the history. You turned this franchise around when you came in 2006. You were probably the best coach the Saints ever had in my mind. So to see you go will be pretty hurtful. But sometimes some people wear out their welcome. And I'm not saying I think Sean Payton has wear out his welcome. I'm not saying that at all. But I don't want somebody to be here that doesn't want to be here genuinely. And I think Sean Payton feels that with the ownership being questionable with Tom Benson and the stuff going on with him, with the ownership with his daughters and stuff like that, I think that's playing up a role in all of this, why he's kind of intrigued about going to another franchise. I think that the fact that Drew Brees' arm is deteriorating and he's up in age and he's not going to be here for the long haul, I think that's playing a role into why Sean Payton might be intrigued to go to another franchise. But I hope some kind of way we can turn this season around. I know they said yesterday, going off the history of the NFL, any team that starts 1-4 has a 5% chance to make the playoffs. Houday Nation, we're in a bad place. I hope Thursday when we play the Falcons, we can salvage this season and beat them people, because that's our rival, and that can make me feel a little better about what's going on right now. And we're going to be on a short turnaround. Hopefully we can make something happen against that potent offense they got with Julio Jones and Devontae Freeman and Matty Ice. It's gonna be a hard offense to stop. I mean, you think the Eagles was a hard offense to stop this past Sunday. You know the Falcons will come into the dome hitting all cylinders. So I just hope we got a good scheme for them. And I hope our offense could put up some points and do a better job than they did in Philly, because the Falcons defense is better coached and a better team than the Eagles. So I just don't know what's going to happen Thursday. But I tell you what, I'm still repping the Houday Nation. That's how I roll. And they say got a 5% chance of making a playoff, a team making a playoff when they 1-4. Maybe we can fall into that 5%. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Saints and our issues and our problems. And let me know what y'all think about this situation with Sean Payton being intrigued about the Colts and the Dolphins being interested in him being a coach next year. Y'all think it's time to get rid of Sean Payton and let him walk? Y'all think we need to do whatever we need to do to make sure he stay in New Orleans. Let me know what y'all think. It's G-Sportz. An intriguing story that just took place this past weekend with Matt Barnes and Derek Fisher. You know, Derek Fisher, the head coach of the New York Knicks. Matt Barnes once played for the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, him and Derek Fisher were teammates. Now he's playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. They say he attacked Derek Fisher in Los Angeles. Drove 95 miles away from his training camp to go to this home that him and his ex-wife or current wife, I don't know what the situation is exactly with him and Gloria Gavine, the chick off Basketball Wives. They say Barnes came to the house because he got a tip from his 6-year-old son, Isaiah, that Derek Fisher was at the house romancing their mama. And they say Barnes went crazy over the phone, got in his car, took off to go to the house. And as soon as he got there, he attacked Fisher. From what they saying, they say Barnes, they started off in the backyard fighting and they ended up in the living room and trashed the whole house. Now, from what Barnes is saying, he's saying he whooped the hell out of Derek Fisher. He said he whooped him bad. But Derek Fisher was at the preseason game the other day, and I didn't really see anything wrong with him. Now, if you whooped him that bad as you say he did, I didn't see anything. And people say they saw a few scratches on him, but I didn't see anything wrong with his face, nothing. So maybe Matt Barnes might be embellishing his story a little bit, or whatever source that he gave his story to, he's exaggerating a little bit. But that's neither here nor there. This is my whole thing. What is Matt Barnes really mad about? Is he mad that, you know, him and Gloria Gavine is not technically divorced, because they say he filed for divorce in January, but legally they're not divorced yet? Is he mad because him and Derek Fisher were teammates at one time and he feel like he's been unloyal to him? I don't know. Now, I'm hearing two different stories about him and Derek Fisher's relationship. They say him and Derek Fisher were teammates. They were good teammates, but that was it. They wasn't friends off the court. They wasn't really sociable off the court. Then I'm hearing from Charles Barkley, and you got to watch what Charles Barkley say, but he said they were like brothers. Now, this is my whole take on the whole situation. If they were like brothers and it was cool like Charles Barkley said they are, Derek Fisher, y'all out of bounds. You're down bad, and you just don't do that. If I got a teammate and I know we cool like that, and I know, you know, I got your phone number, we kick it, we do things outside of, you know, off the court and stuff together. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to even talk to anybody that you were seriously involved with, especially if it was your wife. You just don't do it. That's just a written code, unwritten code that you just don't do. Nah. And some people gonna feel some type of way about what I'm about to say, but it's just how I feel. It's just my take. If we teammates and all we, to me, is just teammates, and we don't do nothing outside of off the court, we don't do nothing outside of basketball, I don't even really talk to you like that. We just keep it strictly business on the court, and that's it. And you and your wife not together no more, and she wants to give me some plea. Hey, I feel like it's all fair game. And some people feel differently about this. They feel like if you're teammates, that she should be out of bounds. I don't feel that way. I think that Matt Barnes should have went after his wife, not attacked her. That's not what I'm saying. So don't try to misconstrue what I'm saying. Not attacked her, but he should have went after her and confronted her about the situation about talking to Derek Fisher and that he used to be his teammate. You don't attack the man. That's how I would have handled it. You know. Now, like I said, if him and Derek Fisher was really cool like that, that's a different story. Yeah, you feel some type of way and you handle it how you gonna handle it. But I want to know what y'all think about that situation. Do y'all think if you teammates with somebody, they just off limits periods regardless of y'all relationship? Or do y'all feel like if you're not friends like that and y'all not really cool like that outside of basketball, that she felt that the wife or the spouse or whoever she is fair game? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, because this is very, very, very controversial topic that me and a couple of my friends been talking about. So I want to know what y'all think. Give me y'all take on it, man. It's G-Sportz. This scandal that's going on with Louisville's basketball program is crazy as hell. The story broke last week. I've been following it ever since. And you know, everybody know I'm a Louisville fan. I follow Rick Pitino hard. I've been following this program since 2001. So when this story broke, I was like, it was just mind-boggling to hear the stories and the things that this woman, Katina Powell, who was a prostitute, I might add, had to say about this Louisville program. She wrote a book called Breaking the Cardinal Rules. And she has in this book about all kind of encounters she has had with recruits that came on visits and players on the team. She's trying to sink this whole Louisville program. She's trying to sink Rick Pitino. And listening to different reports from people that's outside of the program, people that's inside of the program, former players, coaches, I got mixed feelings about the whole situation. And this lady, Katina Powell, I'm not saying everything she's saying is 100% false, but I think she's exaggerating the whole lot. I think she's lying. And ultimately, I think she's looking for a pity. I think she's a money-hungry female that's looking to get paid. And I just hope the NCAA investigates this situation to the T and doesn't just go out and hit Louisville with some kind of postseason ban or take scholarships away or suspend Rick Pitino or even try to get him fired from Louisville off of some alleged situations that this lady is saying that she has no proof over. She's saying that one of the former assistant coaches for that coach for Rick Pitino, Andre McGee, paid her over $10,000 to have sex with recruits and players on the team. Mind you, he was a grad assistant. You know how much grad assistants get paid? They don't get paid no more than $28,000. And by the way, he stayed in a dorm. How in the hell he gonna have $10,000 to pay this lady to have sex with recruits? Now I know somebody gonna say, like one of my friends, he said, well, boosters could have gave him the money. Former alumni, Rick Pitino could have gave him the money. Yeah, that could possibly be true. But this is my thing. She said all this took place in the dorms on campus. You think Rick Pitino and these coaches gonna be that stupid when they could easily get caught? You know how much security be on campus? You know they got cameras watching. Come on, man. I just don't see it happening. Now, like I say, I'm not saying this is not at nothing she is saying is true. I'm not saying that. I mean, I don't think she could just make all of this up, but I think for the most part she's lying. And I've talked to a lot of former players that played in college, football, basketball, baseball, college coaches that coach currently, that coached in the past, coaches that coach in high school that has taken players on visits to universities, players that's in high school currently that has went on visits. And I've asked them, is this something that can happen on a visit? Have you ever seen anything like this? Have you ever heard anything like this? And all of them told me no. Now, they did say, they're not saying it's impossible for it to happen, but if they've never seen it, and I'm telling you, I have had conversation with some big time recruits that's ranked in the nation. And I feel like if this happens a lot, it would have happened to them. Now, I've had some of them say that they went on visits to universities and they met a female while they was on a visit and they had sex with them, but nothing to the magnitude of meeting a stripper or a prostitute and coaches paying them to have sex with them. Nah, they say they've never ever seen anything like that or heard anything like that. And like I say, man, Rick Pitino's a Hall of Fame coach, man, and that's a first class university in Louisville, and I just don't see him being that stupid. I really don't. And the lady Katina Powell, she's saying all of these things, but she doesn't even have evidence, and she makes me sick to my stomach because she put in a book that she even had a 15-year-old daughter dance and strip and have sex with some of these recruits. Man, what kind of woman are you? You serious? And y'all taking this woman serious? I don't understand how the NCAA can go off these allegations and even think that this could even possibly be true of anything she's saying right now. Because number one, if you're gonna say something like this, you need to have some sound proof. She said she had text messages where her and the former assistant Andre McGee was talking about exchanging money for having sex with these players, but she doesn't have the text messages. Now, how you gonna say that all of this happened and you wrote a book, but you don't have no proof or no messages to confirm what you're saying? So we supposed to just go off your word of mouth? Stop, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole situation. Y'all think, is this something that takes place at big time D1s where players go on visits and have sex with prostitutes and coaches are paying them to do this? Or do y'all think this lady Katina Powell is a money hungry female like I think, and it's something that doesn't really happen or doesn't happen at all? But I want to know what y'all think, man, because like I said, I don't see a university like Louisville being that stupid to pay a prostitute to have sex with cruiser players on the team. I just don't see it happening. But I want to know y'all opinion on it. So let me know what y'all think, man. It's a big controversial story, and I want to know y'all opinion on it. It's G-Sportz Sports. I'm signing out.